Today is August 17th. The Yankees won the first 3 games against the Red Sox. We're currently in rain delay for Game 4, but we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead, and we're going to talk some Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY, Jake. Recaps galore and weekly awards. Stat lines, steaming hot takes. Your Yankees news with these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOy and Jake.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Talkin' Yanks and hanging out with us for a bit as we recap the series that was, or the series that is. Currently, Game 4 is in rain delay. We may just burn the first 3, pause, and come back, or we may just go all the way through. It'll be a decision. I don't think the end of Game 4 will give us anything conversational.
Probably not. Who knows? It's
so
baseball.
So we'll see. But, we're coming to you live from the Roosevelt Studios here in the Bronx. rsvlts.com/JOMBOY. Jake's wearing a Roosevelt shirt.
Big time.
Headphones on his head halfway.
DJ Cool Guy.
Yes.
It's almost covering my eyeball.
Yeah, it's a look. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm a little out of breath. Just tried to do. Kyle said, "Hey, you should do some silly rain delay thing." So I was like, "Okay, let me turn on Kids a Hideaway and dance." Didn't go great.
You don't like it?
30-year-old Jake body doesn't have it like he used to. I know that surprises.
Still catching.
I know that surprises a lot of you because I'm known for my physique, but I'm doing well, man. Yanks are rolling. Yanks are a beast this year. Red Sox are stinky. This is actually leading us into a really fun series. And we're, a couple things that were becoming concerns. A couple guys who were slumping pretty big. They got it rolling. Again, a couple guys who needed answers this series got answers. The injury monster is just around, and that stinks. But that's apparently that's Yankees baseball now. So,
yeah, I don't know. The Red Sox are so boring. It's like not even fun. But
yeah,
we'll see. There's still a lot of talking points surrounding Judge and his health.
Yeah,
DJ goes on the IL.
Yeah,
Hap gets a start. So and then Hap has some interviews about where he's all pissy and mad afterwards. So there's a lot of talking points still. That's why I think majority of the stuff comes without even this Game 4 finishing. Anyway, Jake, anything you want to talk about before we get into Burns and stuff?
What do we need to get into? I guess the Judge stuff, I mean, you read the tea leaves perfectly. I don't know if this is me wanting to tap myself on the back a little bit, but, like, Judge coming out and being like, hey, I'm 100 right now. I kind of wish I was playing. And I think you and I do agree on this. If they could have looked into the future and known that LeMahieu would have gotten hurt, I don't think they would have IL'd him, which I think partially ties into Andujar's service time. But, yeah, it's kind of one of those things that's a bummer when, like, the guy that's your franchise that you love seeing leading the league in home runs is sitting there couple days into an IL stint. It's like, yeah, I'm perfectly healthy. Wish I was playing. It's like, sucks.
Yeah, I liked a lot of things from Judge's interview. I like that he's getting feisty because with this IL stint came a bunch of injury-prone stuff.
Yeah.
And a bunch of all this. And he's like, hey, you gave me 2 days off. I'm fine.
Yeah.
He also then said, this shows that the organization really cares about me and they want to take it slow because they'd rather it heal 100% than go out there and risk it becoming bad because calves do get bad.
And then he
kind of understood it, but he said I'm 100%.
If he plays 3 or 4 days in and then he gets hurt, even if it's not fluky, right after LeMahieu gets hurt, it's like a fire everyone again. The training staff's a nightmare. Everyone's made of glass. The Yankees stink. So, and again, a lot of these are very much any housekeeping that's a bad thing right now is very first world because I think we're on a 5.5 game winning streak, including the game that's paused right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. It's what's the streak? I don't know. They're in first place and they're winning a lot, and everyone's participating every night, helping them win.
Is doing pretty much everyone is doing good at this point.
Yeah, I mean, even Happ was good. Paxton was good.
Yeah.
Which we can talk about after the Burns and
All
stuff.
of the hitters have had
The
a
other
streak.
thing I liked about Judge that he said, because I always was saying, like, why can the Yankees not play on the turf when Kiermaier plays every day?
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And Judge said, well, I actually talked to some guys.
Yeah.
And I found out that what they do is they wear sneakers.
Tennis shoes, right?
When they're playing the outfield, and then they change into cleats when they hit. How come that wasn't common knowledge?
Yeah, the fact that it took till now
Is that like Kiermaier's secret? Like
to
he's
find
like, Shh,
out.
don't tell anyone.
I'll tell you,
Oh,
because
you wear sneakers on the turf.
you're Aaron Judge. I'll tell you. But yeah, I mean, that's like, what?
It is cool that there's like a tangible thing, and like, what are you going to do? Because Judge was like, it was just the turf, which I said, you know, this happened before the Brave series, and they were known about it because you
It's a
kind of
house
could
of
tell.
horrors, man.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about Judge long term. DJ goes on the IL. Should we get to that later, or how do we want to handle this?
I guess we'll get it now. Andujar gets the call. He's getting his first start right now. He hit what would have been a home run and a grand slam in 14 ballparks. Instead, at Yankee Stadium, is a fly ball out. So Andujar's back. We thought they might try to dance around service time more, but they got so far that they would have had to call up Florial, would have had to DFA someone and called up Rosel Herrera, or call up Miguel Andujar, a guy who they clearly want to be a part of this team. So they made the call, and they'll probably do the service time dance at a later point.
Yeah, that's funny. If they didn't call him up, it would have been bad luck.
Yeah.
They're out of guys.
Yeah.
I'm watching your rain delay dance right now with no sound.
It's not great. I didn't have a signature move. I kicked something in our lounge area.
Okay.
It's an accident.
Yeah. All right. Well, while I watch this, you want to burn game one, which I don't even remember. Friday
I can
night.
do that. Yeah. Friday
Day.
night.
Night. Here we go. On your mark. Get set. And burn.
The rivalry returns with Colton should have been a Brewer versus Jason Garrett Cole as the Yanks cowboy up for 4 games in the Bronx. Bottom 3, RBI double for Baby Glaby. 4-hit day for the Caracas kid. Alex Verdugo cuts the lead in half with a solo shot, but that would be the only run the Sox would get off of Cole. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 punch-outs for the pinstripe ace, and while that happened, the Yanks lineup gets cooking. Talkman fillets an RBI double. How about some calamari? Gary, revenge bomb off the Crooked Witch Brazier. Retweet, Talkman fillets an RBI double. Clean really forks up a pitch for his own RBI double. And after 7, it's 8-1 pinstripes. Couple slop runs off the pot holder. What's with the bizarre cooking references? Cole to Holder to righty specialist Otto to podcast icon Ben Heller. Yanks win 10-3 final.
Okay, I remember the game now. I remember it, Jake. Cole looked, I think, as sharp as we've seen him look.
Cole looked good. It's it's crazy what his stats and numbers are looking like. The fact that we even try to decipher between them. But yeah, he looked a little bit sharper. Also, the Red Sox are kind of dying, so it's tough to. I mean, Jay Happ looked good the other day, so I think there's a little column A, column B. But yeah, man, I mean, he's he is being the dude we paid for, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Red Sox suck. Glaber has a big game, needed it. Gary has a big home run. Needed that off the crooked head. There's some history there.
Yeah.
Brazier told him to get the F back on the mound and then struck him out. Gary hits the home run, stares at him. Brazier struck him out in game 3 or something like that. So
that was a fun at bat. I was really hoping Gary got him.
They'll just keep going.
But yeah,
the Yankees scored runs, multiple runs on 4 of the 6 pitchers the Red Sox used, and Marcus Walden only got 1 out. So if a guy faced more than 1 batter, the Yankees scored more than 1 run off him, besides 1 pitcher.
Yeah,
It's
4
pretty-
to 5. Yeah.
Nice.
Holder comes in, got knocked around. The curse of Jakey Sharp stats. A lot of Talkin Yanks fans are saying, who cares? He throws some bullets. Yeah, Glaber with the big 4 for 4. He needed that. He was brewing on that. The talk show, 3 for 4 in this game. Absolutely.
I love what Talkman's doing, man. They called him the lefty DJ, and obviously he's not DJ,
Right.
but just the fact that he's just going to left with it. I'll bloop it there. I'll slap it there. I don't care.
The fact you can draw that comparison is pretty nuts.
Yeah. Anything else of note happen in this game?
I mean, Gary gets the home run, which this was his first. This was keeping it going from the previous series. So this was like a little bit of verification that
There,
like
you're shooting
Gary's
the ball
finding
out.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was good. Clint, 2 RBIs, kept it going. Yeah, that's kind of what I got.
Yeah. We didn't miss anything. Did we miss any big defensive plays or anything?
Not sure, but the tarp's coming off.
Oh, they're going to play again?
Tarp's coming off. Okay. Well, let's
Burn game 2?
let's burn. Yeah, let's keep it rolling. Yankees dominate. Garrett Cole. Like
Yeah.
this game was like, come on.
All these games were like, come
Yeah.
on. All right.
Especially Cole.
Game 2, on your mark, get set. Burn, Jakey, burn.
Nate Dog Eovaldi versus James Paxton as he tried to regulate the Sox. Top 1, Gio, the pride of the Yankees. Urshela, 2-run tank job in the first. It's 2-0 Yanks. In the third, the ghost of J.D. Martinez hits an RBI single, followed by Xander home run. The Red Sox lead 3-2, and they'd hold on for the chess play, and they're awful. Gary is scary. 2-run homer. Cats and shoes don't make them choose. Clean. 3-run yacker. Wait a minute. My 20 hits an RBI double. Besties Clint and Gardy bring a couple more home. It's 11-3 Yanks. Sessa is a nice guy, so he lets the Sox score a couple late. Paxton to Loizaga to Avalon to Sessa. Yanks win 11-5 final.
That's a pretty good line there. Cats and shoes don't make them choose.
So,
That's a pretty good line there, Jake. I mean, Evaldi's their like best pitcher. The Yankees scored 8 earned runs off of him. So when they bullpen in game 1, you can say, yeah, well, the Red Sox pitching sucks. Evaldi's supposed to be good. They score 8 earned off of him. Gary goes deep. I mean, this is the game DJ got hurt in, so that was scary.
yeah.
Gio was our 4-hole hitter. Ford was our 3-hole hitter. It's crazy. Clint Frazier with 3 hits. 5 RBIs from Clint.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, a casual 11 spot by the Yanks. I don't know. Was this the Clint diving catch? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, but I sound like such a butthead when I do this.
I think it turns into a little bit of how you say it, not what you say. You don't think you need to dive. I don't think so either.
And yes. But that was like, I said this all the time, like, show me that you cannot do that.
Right.
And I'll see it as an improvement. You've never seen an outfielder, every time he catches the ball, falls face first.
Yeah.
Like, just slide. He could have
Just
made that
clearly
catch
thinking a
running.
lot. Yeah.
And then to see the reaction of Twitter light up like it was a diving catch was bizarre, because it wasn't.
Yeah.
And it was so weird because it wasn't even me. My dad, like, groaned when he saw it.
Yeah.
And my dad doesn't dislike Clint or
Right.
anything like that. He was just like, ugh. Because he could have had a double play easily, but it's just weird. Like, I didn't tweet it out because I looked at Twitter and everyone was praising it, and I was
Right.
like, oh, I'll sound like a big-time hater here, but that's what I want to see improve out of Clint defensively is don't leave your feet as soon as the ball hits his glove, he leaves his feet.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, man. If he
Yeah.
makes a running catch, run through it or slide would be better. It's a good catch, and last year he was dropping those, so it's an improvement.
Again, it's baby steps. For us, net, it's baby steps. We're making progress. We're going in the right direction. There's obviously more growth to be made, and, it's always going to be the lightning rod effect. Whether it's personality, whether it's cats and shoes, he's going to bring a little more out of it. And, hey, if you go 3 for 3 with five RBIs.
I don't care. That's what I'm trying to say. Like Clint's awesome right now.
Right.
Play him every single day until the bat cools off, and if it doesn't cool off, play him forever.
Yeah.
And when the guys get healthy, figure out how to get him time. But defensively, that play it wasn't a good play. And like everyone acted like it was a good play.
Right.
That's my thoughts on it.
The bar is set low. It's the we used to reference it a lot. What's it? The hall pass when he's looking at the girl.
Oh yeah,
by herself with the ugly friends and then without the ugly friends.
Called.
So yeah, that's what Clint's doing a little bit. Paxton,
a little upsetting with the at bat to JD in this game.
Yeah.
He was clearly pitching around him because first base was open, or he was just throwing awful pitches. I don't know, but he went down 3-0. JD swings 3-0 because he's just trying to be bad. And then you get 3-1, and then he tries to attack him in the zone.
Yeah.
Really weird move, I thought. And JD has a 2 RBI, whatever. Bogarts homers off him. You can see Paxton kind of lose it. He kind of unravels, but then he comes back. He looks good. So overall, this start by Paxton, is still, I think, signs of hope more than signs of despair.
I think what you can put this one in, and we haven't really talked to Wards too much because, we still got a game going on, but this game had a little bit more of the, Tampa, he looked dominant. I mean, he had double-digit strikeouts, right? Yeah. I mean, this game he finishes with 2 Ks.
They're almost in reverse order.
Yeah, a little bit.
You'd like this game to happen, then the Tampa
We would have
happens.
thought this would have happened.
This stepping stone and then Tampa, but I still think it's in him somewhere.
Yeah, and he got another mile per hour. That's, hey, if we can find one of those per game and build up towards the end of the season, we will take that, especially from where we were with Pax Daddy. Avalon just does what he does. Loizaga with a nice inning. And, the Gary train continued this game. Another one.
Nice, yeah. Let's move on to Game 3. We got 15 minutes till this game starts again. So
Glaber 2 for 4. He was staying hot. Okay.
Yeah, Glaber's got a good bat. There's not many qualms with playoff pieces right now, besides injuries. Besides Stanton, Judge, and DJ being injured, anyone else that's going to help this team in the playoffs, I don't really have any qualms. You like the pitching to look sharper.
Right. Everything's on a path. Everything's on the path.
Yes. All right, let's go to Game 3.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. On your mark, get set, and burn.
J-Hap versus Chris Mazza in the none of our fans want to watch this bowl. Bottom 1. I'll take 1 if it's affordable. Mike Ford, RBI single. Hicks me with your best shot. Come on and hicks me with your best shot. RBI double. 2-0 Yankees. Meanwhile, Hap was dominant. Shades of Randy Johnson, Tom Seaver, as he returns himself as being a pillar of the rotation, only making the one mistake to Kevin. 5.2 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts. Wait, is that Babe Ruth? No, not the Colossus of Clout, the Colossus of Stout. Mike Ford bomb. It's 4-1 Yanks. Sox would add 1 late, but they're just really sad nowadays. Hap to Specialist Otto to the Goose to Britain. Yanks show amazing mental fortitude to win this game. 4-2.
Nice. Every game, a different guy hitting a home run. Ford steps up today. He hits a bomb Sunday. And Hap, man,
Bomb.
I don't know. This is such a douchey thing to say.
Say it. It's going to be mean to a lot of parties.
This game, no one was interested in playing this game.
Come on.
The Red Sox weren't.
You don't think Hap was?
Hap was. That's the thing.
Okay.
Honestly, does this move the needle for you on Hap at all? And it's like a great outing. He only threw 75 pitches. He was
I'll say this.
Breezing through
so
that.
That was the funny part when everyone was like, okay, Hap looks good. You saw me tweet it in a 45% joking way before the game. I just came back on everything. I said, what? We've seen 2 Hap starts this year. One was against the Orioles, which I said was the second worst situation for him. The next start ends up not being as bad as you think. He just can't throw strikes against the Phillies. So I was like, you know what? The guy's a veteran. Maybe
Not that he couldn't, he didn't.
Maybe he's got anything. Well, he couldn't. And he comes out and he throws a nice start. He looks a little bit like that boring Hap we've seen for a while. The ball Pilar hits is a slider that was inside off the plate, would have been called the ball. So, again, do I believe in J-Hap? No. Do I think the Yankees are going to use him to try to get innings out of? Yeah. And, hopefully J-Hap can find something that if we can have some of these days, it's going to help this Yankees team as we go on. There's going to be more injuries. There's going to be more stuff that happens. J-Hap can still be a valuable part of this team. So, no. I mean, it's impossible to be fully bought in. But, I mean, this J-Hap can still come out on a given day. And I can believe in that.
Happy for Hap.
Yeah.
His quotes after the game, is that an award maybe that we're giving out, or do you want to talk about it now?
Well.
All right, we'll save it.
And I think it was funny once he started pitching well. It was he's not built up because he hasn't been able to pitch this far into a baseball game.
Yeah.
Not because we haven't wanted to build him up.
Yeah.
He hasn't provided himself the opportunity.
And since it was a close game, even though it didn't feel like it, 4-1, it felt like 10-1. They use Ottavino. He's a righty specialist now.
Yep.
He actually faced 3 batters, which, should be a normal inning for him, but it was a wraparound. Chad Green comes in for 1.2, faces 7 batters, gets himself in a little trouble just because he's been getting bored all the time.
Yeah.
What is the stats on Chad Green? He's faced like 40 batters and given up 2 hits or something like that.
You might hear more about it on Sharp Stats this week.
Yeah.
Teaser.
And then Zach Britton gets his league-leading 8th save, not even the closer of the team. He gets in a little trouble, too. And I said on my post-game recap, the only thing to take away from this, like actual takeaways, is Talkman had trouble in right field. 2 balls hit the wall, and he didn't give himself enough room.
Yep.
So, I mean, okay, he can probably fix that pretty good. He's an
correctable.
athlete. And Gary needs to come off one knee for Britton.
Yeah.
And A-Rod went on his soapbox and shut up, A-Rod. Every catcher in baseball is doing this new framing technique. Gary is doing it the best. He ranks number 1 in MLB at stealing strikes. Unofficial stat by Baseball Prospectus and StatCast. But with Britton, he can't block that pitch. And I think he did switch at the end of this game.
Yeah, he was doing a hover knee.
Yeah.
He was doing a hover knee instead of the knee ground. So, yeah, I mean, deep cut Yankee
he probably
stuff
wants
here,
to, too.
Yeah.
They're
and
telling him to get on one knee. He's probably like, oh.
Again, this is kind of a theory I have around baseball. Now that we use percentages and, all these mathematical concepts, you take away the fact that this game is built on freaks. Zach Britton doesn't fit the algorithm. He never has.
Yeah.
He threw 1 pitch until he developed a nice little slider he throws now. So Gary trying to pancake a 95-mile-per-hour curveball, basically, isn't going to work.
Yeah.
And so I think the Yankees might adapt and learn from that because it's... Yes,
well, and people... So Gary's blocking was great last year. Not good. It was maybe not great, but good. It was above average blocking.
Good. It wasn't problematic.
It wasn't problematic at all. And last year, in 2018, it was highly. But his framing took a huge hit. So they're fixing his framing. Now, I wanted to have Tanner Swanson on the pod. We had it set up at one point, fell through. We never tried again. We probably could get him on. Because can you do both at once?
Right.
And with the strategy he does for Garver and now he's doing for Gary, it seems like you're choosing framing over blocking.
Right.
Which makes a ton of sense. Every single pitch can be framed and should be framed. Not every single pitch needs to be blocked. If there's no runners on, it doesn't matter one bit.
Right.
If the game's a blowout lead, you'd rather the strike than the block. But with Britton in a save situation, if there's a runner on base, pick it up off the knee, I think, and just go and prioritize blocking over framing.
And you hope that's the evolution that we see through all this. It's learning, it's a process, and especially because again, I'm trying to think of the mindset of a pitching coach. There's almost this like, well, if the pitcher throws it in the dirt, that's them making a mistake, and it's like, yes, but the catcher's job for years is to keep the ball facing that side of the field. So, yeah, I think they'll adjust. The pitch framing is going well. Like you saying, Gary is quite literally rating out as the number 1 pitch framer in baseball right now. And so, yeah, again, this 60-game season, it's going to be a lot of learning on the fly and adjusting. And, yeah, I think, we might see more of a, base running is kind of out of baseball. There's not a lot of guys that steal bases. And so, again, the onus kind of goes on the pitcher to not spike a ball. But
That's Brady's pitch.
If it's the 9th inning or the 8th inning and you've got tying run type runs on the bases, holy smokes, then that's something you need to think about more. So I expect to see that. And, yeah, I mean, A-Rod, get on your soapbox, but also be scared to talk about one of your most famous plays when you tried to slap the ball out of the
How
glove.
could they not discuss that?
I'm guarantee you he muted his mic and said, we're not doing that.
He probably has it on his no-no list.
No, for sure. Otherwise, why wouldn't they? It's one of his most famous plays in the series that it happened in. The same two teams playing.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad.
Hey, Rod.
All right. Game 4 is about to start, so I guess we will take a mini break. We'll come back. We'll burn Game 4, and then we will do awards. Okay, we are back. We just watched the completion of Game 4. The Yankees won. Chapman made his return.
Oh.
A couple things happened. Sweep is complete.
Spoilers.
Jake, shall you burn this game?
If you let me. Hey, everybody.
On your mark. On your sets. And your goes. Burn, Jakey, burn.
Martin Perez versus Jordan Peele Montgomery as the Red Sox are trying to get out of this series/season. Bottom 2, Aaron gives Martin a hickey and an RBI double. Show me Big Wood. Lewis Linwood with a big fly. It's 3-0 Yanks. Gumby looks solid but gets blooped and drooped as an RBI single in the rain would end his day. But after the delay, it was all royalty from there on out. The young prince. Estrada they come, Estrada they go. Tyro with the home run. King Louis Linwood Voigt orders a second helping. A 2-yabo day for the king, while King Michael kept the peasant Red Sox bats in check. Hicks sends one to the sticks as the boys from the Commonwealth will remain another day without a tally in the win column. Monty to Avalon to King to Chapman. Hey, old friend. Yanks win 6-3 and sweep the Sad Sox in the 4-game set.
Wow. Sorry about the backing track. Maybe we can fix that in post, but it was bad.
It was a little...
Yeah, it was good. It's good.
Got to play through the elements. When you're singing the national anthem at the stadium, the echo of yourself singing,
Yeah.
you got to sing straight through that.
A lot of people actually caulk their ears up
Yeah.
so they don't hear that. Oh, I thought you were about to play a drop.
Yeah, I thought BBD was
BBD
about
went to the board.
I thought he had a cock our ears up quote.
No, I just have the sounds for the rest of the show. So.
Cute.
Oh, okay. Cool. Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, hey, do we have an ad for this show? Hey-o. Tune in for that.
Get ready.
Game 4. I'm excited we waited out, watched it,
Yeah.
and because I forgot Chappie's making his debut. Kind of got me fired up. More on that to come. Andujar and left. I mean,
we get 3 home runs. We get Andujar in left. Kinger with his best performance in a little while. Chappie comes out and looks pretty good. The haters will get on the run given up, but does not matter in a 4-run game in his first game back. So, yeah, man. I mean, again, like everything we're complaining about is very first world. We win 6 games in a row now. I think the Red Sox have lost 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, ships passing in the night to not see each other again until 2021, maybe.
September?
Oh, I meant meaning anything. Like the Yankees, Red Sox, like the 2 teams that are rivals
it's not what
and
it
play
is.
each other.
Yeah, it's not what it is. It sucks, kind of, actually. Boring. I mean, they swept them, and there was no ever any fear or anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're down their top 2 starting pitchers.
And any trying.
Traded away their best player. That'll do it.
Yeah. All right. Should we skip forward?
I think we could get going, yeah.
Go to awards.
You wanted to give somebody a compliment. Are you saving that for later?
Ooh.
Clint made a nice catch because I got on him earlier in the show about how the first catch wasn't good, but everyone said it was good.
Right.
He ran backwards to the wall. He made a nice catch. He left his feet again, but I think it was...
He kind of had to.
Kind of
He
had
kinda
to a little
It
bit.
was a good catch.
It is just weird that he always leaves his feet.
It's a jumper.
But no, this was a nice catch. So if I talk about the bad, I wanted to make
Gets-
sure I compliment the good.
Gets the Hoppy Award.
Yes. But awards are brought to you by DraftKings. Hey, it's me, JOMBOY, telling you there are 100 million reasons why you should listen up. DraftKings, the leader in one-day fantasy sports, is celebrating the return of sports by giving away up to $100 million in prizes to all of their customers, including one lucky winner who will take home a $1 million cash prize. To claim your share of up to $100 million in instant giveaways, all you have to do is download the app and sign up using promo code JOMBOY. Then enter DraftKings free football survivor pool. Yes, it really is that easy to claim your share of up to $100 million in instant giveaways and put yourself in the running to win a $100 million cash prize. While the top prize is reserved for one lucky winner, everyone who signs up and enters DraftKings free football survivor pool will receive an instant bonus prize of at least $5 in value upon entering. While you're in the app, don't forget to check out all of the great daily fantasy contests DraftKings is hosting for this week's basketball and golf action. Jake, don't forget.
I won't.
Promise?
Nope.
Download the DraftKings app now and use promo code JOMBOY to claim your share of $100 million in instant giveaways and put yourself in the running for the $1 million cash top prize. That's promo code JOMBOY to get your share of $100 million in prizes. Only at DraftKings. Capital D, capital K, exclamation point. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Awards. The first award we do is...
Pride of the Yankees. Pride of the Yankees. Yeah.
And I believe you get to go first, Jake.
I believe I do, and you're right. It is an odd crop of
For a
sorts.
4-game sweep, there's no runaway pride. There's 3 options in my mind. 1 I'm not doing. So I'm interested to see who you're going to snag from me.
Yeah, there's I've got about 5 eligible candidates. Each of them have their holes this week. And you know what, Jim? Led the team in RBIs. Was called upon and came up with no games going, and ask a couple of the guys on the team how that works for you. Clint Frazier, man. He was called upon. He came up. He raked. He's catched. Every ball hit in his area. That's all we ask from him in the outfield, including one nice one to end it. Keep building up that confidence. He's clearly a confidence-driven dude. We've seen that when he's hot at the plate. Clint Frazier, man, and he's got similar numbers to another guy that could have gotten this, but that other guy wasn't called up from the AAA site where guys weren't playing baseball games, and then thrusted into the 3-hole by the end of the series. Again, wasn't our A lineup by any means, but you're still there, man, and that's we've complimented Clint this year for how he's handled himself. He gets the opportunity that, over the past years, the stars haven't aligned up perfectly. There was the concussions thing, and then he was rolling in the lineup, and then he hurt his leg. He's getting his opportunity. He's making sure he's not missing it, and that gets the pride. That is pride of the Yankees right there.
Yeah. He was my pick, so you snagged it from me, and I'm going to have to audible now. I mean, it's very impressive. Every time they show the slow-mo of his swing,
Yeah.
I go and do the frame-by-frame to see how deep the ball gets when you can still see the barrel behind his back. I tweeted it out once. I did it on every slow-mo swing they showed. It's also crazy, man, the slow-mo of his swing. Someone like below responded to it, and they were like, that whole video is in slow-mo besides his swing, which is very true. It's like bizarre. Watch the slow-mo of Clint's swings, and you'll see that is the true case.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. So the defense has been better. The attitude and the personality and the way he's handled everything has been phenomenal in comparative to last year. So, yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
All around. Good job, Clint. And, yeah, man, the bat speed, obviously that Cashman quote from a few years ago, the legendary bat speed, but it is true.
Look how slow-mo the whole video is besides, like, the bat path.
It looks normal.
Isn't that crazy?
The only guy that I can remember that they talked about having crazy bat speed like this was Darryl Strawberry, a young Darryl Strawberry. So that'll get...
Sheffield?
No. I don't think so. I think Sheffield's was more flashy. Like, he had the strong wrists, and he obviously got around on it. But I remember Straw being special. So that'll... Some of our older listeners, that'll put a little lead in your pencil. And good job, Clint.
Yeah.
Caught the fly balls, so we like that.
He would have been mine.
Who's going to be your pride of the Yankees, Jim?
Now, there's another guy that I think, offensive guy, that I think deserves it, but I don't want to give it to him. So I'm not.
Okay.
So that leaves me a little hard
tough.
up. If I'm not giving it to him,
The
it's
guy that statistically probably deserves the second pride of the Yankees is closer to getting a Yankee MFer from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So
That's baseball, Susan.
that's all it is. So I'm audibling now
Audible.
And seeing if I should give it
Download Audible, not an ad.
to this dude, which I'm going to.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's Cole, but he only played in 1 game out of 4. It's tough to give him a pride, and it's Cole. Going Talkman.
Okay.
Talkman had a really good series. He had 6 hits. He had 4 RBIs. He had a 500 on base percentage this series, a 462 batting average. He did misplay a couple balls in right field. That's fine. That's learnable. I keep saying this on the pregame shows, and I think not everyone tunes into those, so they'll hear me. Some people hear me say it. He doesn't have a home run on the season, and I'm rooting for him to get the home run, but I almost love that he doesn't, because he's just going the left with the ball, going the right with the ball. Just playing it where it is. He's got 4 stolen bases. He tried to take second. He got thrown out at second by Verdugo with a great throw, but I love the aggressiveness, man.
Yeah.
I really like the way Talkman's playing. It is interesting that how is this going to play out when he comes back? What's going to happen in the outfield? If Talkman can play left, he probably deserves it over Gardy at this point. So if Clint can play left, I don't think Clint can play left in the postseason game yet. So, but then stands there. Very interesting. Injuries are going to figure this itself out, but Talkman's been really good, man.
Talkie has been really good. It's going to be interesting. We are known as a Brett Gardner podcast. I think on a given day right now, we are fine with him sitting to start the game. If not, more than fine.
Yeah.
I think the other guys have earned the nod now. I think Gardy would tell you that. That doesn't mean he's still not going to get at bats. And guess what? Brett Gardner's the guy that could get hot in a hurry, and the whole depth chart will switch, and that is what's going to happen soon. So, yeah, I like that you gave it to Talkie. His stats, man, I mean, it's crazy. You do want to get the 1 home run so it just doesn't become a thing, unless Talkman leans into that and he becomes just a thorough humor guy.
It's pretty funny that he has no hits coming off the bench. Talkman.
He wants to start. That's smart.
3
Coach, I wish I could come off the bench.
I can't do
But
it.
I just got to start for you.
Yeah, it's a good
I'm
rope.
sorry.
It's a good rope-a-dope. Ford fucked himself by being so good at pinch hitting. Now they're like, Ford can pinch hit. Talkman can't pinch hit.
Weapon off the bench.
No, he's got in games that Talkin has started, he has a 395 batting average and a 425 on base percentage. It's 11 games started.
Yeah. It's crazy, and it is, some of the pitches that I think Mike Talkman would have power swings on him, you see him going for it, and he wasn't connecting. I feel like his last at-bat tonight, he had a groove fastball that he really tried to lay into, and he whiffed on it. So, yeah, we'll see. And, yeah, man, circling back on Clint a little bit, Jake's theory of one thing to improve on as a baseball player. Clint, with that new turned-in stance, he clearly made a focus on how do I get more power out of this frame, and it looks good, man. And he's got the bat speed to make up for it. He trusts himself, so I want to circle back on that because I forgot it before. Talkman's a good pick, and yeah, man, I mean, defensively, he almost had a really nice play in left field tonight, and when he came in for Andujar. So, yeah, I mean, it starts getting crazy, especially if Big Aaron Judge comes back soon, and is there a day when a healthy Giancarlo Stanton's available? So, again, good first world problems. Just like last year, just like the year before, it probably sorts itself out.
Yeah.
We'll have our fingers crossed hoping for guys at playoff time.
Yeah. Who's your...
You Yankee mother...
Yankee MF for 4 games set. That means I think it's Band-Aid mode, right? I think that's fair. Let's see. Andujar's just rude. I can't do that. Take that hat off. It's rude. Jeez, man. You know what? Full Band-Aid. Oh, let me make sure it wasn't given. Damn, he got it last week. I'm not going to double up on Holder back-to-back.
I'm doing a really, really rude MFer.
So cop-out MFer week?
It's not a cop-out, but it's
just
really
rude.
mean.
Okay. Should I get mean? You're not giving it to...
Don't.
Oh, no, Jimmy. We're having a nice episode. Make it an award.
I don't know if you know who I'm doing. Give me a hint on who, so I don't know to do it.
You know what? I'll tap back. Sessa.
Okay.
Sessa gave up a couple runs. Luis, you kind of won our hearts over in the oddest way last year. It was like we didn't want your love, and then it was kind of like, it's cute.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a stepbrother or stepsister that you're like,
You don't truly
I'm not
care.
in on this.
You don't truly care, though.
But then you're like, okay, this is kind of endearing. I can put up with this.
Okay.
So yeah, 4-game sweep, Band-Aid mode. What are you doing? Sheepish grin for those listening on
Do you know who I'm doing?
I hope it's not who I thought you were doing, but then you said, I don't think you think it is.
Who do you think I'm doing?
Labor. No. Thank God.
My MFer is J-Hap.
I thought there was a chance you would go this way. I couldn't play this card. You can.
I rather he was awful.
Yeah, I know.
I rather he was awful and they call up Schmidt next time through the rotation.
Yeah.
But he was good. But I think the Red Sox rope-a-doped him into being good, and they just got out on purpose, so we have to start him again. And it was really good. Yeah. 75 pitches, blew through it. But now he's going to get another start.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to get 2 more starts because of this. And I'm still done with them, man.
Get used to him.
And his post-game kind of sucked. Him being so pissy that they skipped him. Dude, you gave up 10 earned runs. You walked 8 batters in 2 games. You walked 6 batters in 3 games. Someone was getting skipped. They had 2 off days in 1 week. You don't think it's you?
Yeah.
Come on, Hap. You didn't hear the conversation in the postgame. He said he had a good conversation with Boone and then a bad conversation. He was pissed about getting skipped. Hap, come on, dude. How could you not be the one getting skipped?
Brutal.
How could you not be the one getting skipped?
I almost gave him a little slice for pride of the Yankees.
And then Hap says that some guy asked him, "Do you think they skipped you a start to mess with your option because you need X amount of games started, which is going to an arbiter anyway?"
Right.
And he was like, "I think we'll leave that to the offseason, but yeah, we'll retouch on that later." Like all pissed, like, dude, they had every right to skip you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that he wants the ball and he wants to take the ball.
He wants the ball. He just had his first good start in a while. And the questions are you pissed he got skipped? Do you think they're messing with your arbitration? I mean, that's a tough spot to be in. Like, Jay, what was working for you today? That didn't come up.
Yeah, I know.
You know, that's got to be a tough feeling as an athlete.
I agree with that. But I know it's mean. I preface it as saying it's mean.
Oh, so mean.
I would have rather he was awful again. I want Clark Schmidt up here.
And that's
way more than I want to see Hap again.
It's true. What do you think? Okay, let's say that world does happen. Do you think they just leave Hap in the bullpen and he comes out for 3-inning BS performances? Okay.
Yeah. Doubleheaders.
Yeah. Doubleheader Hap. Imagine.
It's messed up.
2 of those big bald bulbs.
Yeah.
Him and Kratzy.
Sorry, Hap.
Sorry, Hap.
It's mean. But you know what? They 4-game sweep, man. Who else are you going to
I'm like repairing the train. Like, I'm doing everything I can. I've slapped a couple pieces of wood on there. Know when you put a piece of furniture together and you know you didn't do it fully right, but it's ready to go?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with the J-Hap train. Next start might be against the Mets. We could do that.
Chris. I'm off it.
Saving guys, saving bullets. Got to save Ottavino for October. You know that.
What's going on there? It's so weird.
It's weird.
They paid him a lot of money. We had this conversation off air, the 3 of us, about Ottavino. Are you giving him an award?
No, I mean, I'm not.
They are using him as a righty, 1-out only guy.
Bizarre.
But then he's also living up to not being worth being fully trusted. And I don't know if it's a self-fulfilling prophecy type thing.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of do think the Yankees are, not instilling any confidence in him.
0.
So he's not pitching with any confidence. Actually, he did have a good outing where he came in and struck out 2 batters in one of the games, game 2. But, yeah, it's very weird.
It's bizarre. He got burnt out towards the end of last year.
I hope that's
out
it.
For that? Sure, I hope so. Yeah, man, I don't know. He's a top-flight MLB reliever, and they're not giving him any lefty at-bats. And he admitted on this podcast that, he gets in his own head.
Yeah.
And, the way they're treating him, I don't know. Again, we don't know the stuff behind the scenes. Maybe they're just still building things up or whatever it is. But, yeah, I mean, I had some of the young guns on Twitter being like, well, he hasn't been as good as you think. Go look. He has. He's been better. He's been better than you think.
Yeah.
He's been better than you think.
He's been better than you think.
Hey,
You think
how about
he's
you
been better than
come
you think.
over? I get a pastrami. A fanabla, huh?
Go take gas.
Farted.
My grandma used to say that a lot.
Go take gas?
Yeah. It means kill yourself.
Jesus.
It does.
My God.
That's what she would say to, My mom would say, I hate you all. Her mom would say, go take gas. So we get one notch lower and lower.
Holy smokes.
She's German.
My word.
All right.
She's German. I think that makes it worse.
They're very, they don't delicate around their words. Very to the point. First word she ever said
Why don't she say kill yourself?
That was a phrase she said. She also said, go shit in your hat and wear it, which is hilarious.
That's a good phrase.
That's a really good phrase.
We are team that phrase.
Should have given Hap the go shit in your hat and wear it award.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, awards. Regular old
awards.
award. Terse. Germans are terse. That's it.
Terse.
What's your first award, Jake?
Let's talk about it.
I have 2 awards in the chamber.
Let's talk about it, award.
That's the name of the award?
That's the name of the award. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
I know it is because we talked about it already.
Let's talk about it.
It's Glaber.
Let's talk about it. It's Glaber Torres. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
The defense.
It's bad.
The kid hit .615 this series.
Yeah.
8 for 13.
Yeah.
688 on base.
Yeah.
And we didn't consider him for a second for the pride of the Yankees.
Couldn't do it. No.
He's leading MLB shortstops in errors,
Yeah.
which can be a misleading stat.
Yeah.
But in this case, it kind of is not.
Yeah. And Michael Kay said it perfectly today. If you can't make the exceptional plays, you have to make the routine. Jeter made every easy play.
Yeah.
Didi made every easy play.
And some exceptional.
And some exceptions. Didi was really good.
Didi's defense got overlooked at times.
I don't think Gleyber makes exceptional plays at shortstop.
Rarely.
I try to go into my head and picture, like, I try to search my own memory bank of an exceptional play. I can't find any. At second base, I can find a ton. Ranging to his left, doing that slide, pivot, turn, and throw to first. He did that like 20 times.
His strength is his arm,
Yes.
which leads us...
But if you're not making the exceptional plays at shortstop, you have to make the easy ones. And this is what you got on him today, the way he goes about
Yeah.
just throwing the ball is like so relaxed and cocky, and it's like, dude, you don't have the space to be like that right now. So I don't think he's long for shortstop, and that's maybe irrational gut reaction after the first 15 games. But I'm just saying, like, dude, I don't think he's special. If he was, Gio Urshela gets his defensive metrics get knocked because he boots a routine play every now and then. He makes fantastic plays.
Right.
So I'm just searching for the upside there. I haven't been able to find it in my brain.
I'm interested to see how the rest of the season develops.
Mm-hmm.
And to see how much of a thing it becomes. A late Luke Voigt pick saves us from having, I think, a much more rooted and irrational conversation than we'd want to have.
Luke Voigt's been better at first than Gleyber's been at short this season thus far.
The reason shortstop is a tough position is because it's kind of not a lot of frills and funny business besides Ozzie Smith doing flips.
Yeah.
Gleyber Torres, man, I pointed out the footwork. Well, thank God I pointed it out. He does some show stuff. He does some feeling yourself stuff. We call it, tasting yourself. That, like, I'm pretty sure a 33-year-old Gleyber is going to look back at 23-year-old Gleyber and be like, come on, man. And it's got to either make a change at this point this year. Otherwise, they could do something dramatic. Like, you could see a defensive sub at shortstop at some point. And then, we've seen puppy dog Gleyber before. Then you start getting into the mental aspect of the game that starts turning into some scary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not let it get to that point. His strength as a defender is his arm. I think that's where the highlights at second base came from, is that he could lean on that arm. And even his highlights at shortstop. If he can get to the ball, he's got the arm for it. But, and there was, if I get bored or maybe I trick, Kyle or BBD into it at some point, there is a ground ball. Gleyber and Xander Bogaerts got the same ground balls in the same inning. Gleyber did, I think the major league quote would be some Olay bullshit. Gleyber just did some lazy footwork and threw it away. Xander fielded it. They both fielded it at the same spot. Where Xander threw it from was probably 10 feet closer to first base because his footwork brought him there. And, I mean, almost think about it like shooting a basketball. The closer you are to the hoop, the better the chance you have it going in. And Gleyber's kind of got to get that mindset going. God, that was a pretty good A-Rod line. I'm going to have to share that with him.
Share it.
So, Gleyber, hey, everything is a build-up in this season. You build up that defense.
It's, the bat was so good. Just
Crazy.
tighten it up.
Crazy that we almost can't talk about it.
I was listening to a Mets game, and they were naming all the great shortstops going in MLB. And then I think it was Keith Hernandez or someone's like, well, they got Gleyber, but he's more of just a hitter. And I was pissed for a second. And I thought about it, and I was like, oh, shit, I think he might kind of be right here.
Well, and that's where the whole thing changes, and that's where I wasn't getting as gung-ho as you earlier, is that, again, the errors are fixable. Like, most of them are still at the point where they're lazy throwing errors,
We've been talking about this for 3 seasons with him now.
Right, and I mean a chunk of those were at second base too, where he was doing puppy dog stuff. He's 23 years old. I know you do field experience more than age.
We've been talking about cleaning up the simple errors. This is our third season doing it.
I get that.
Point. You can't do it it's just who he is.
I agree with you, but I mean he's still it could be cleaned up by 26. I believe that. A lot of baseball players get better when they're 26. So
I think he'll be at second.
I think
into 25 and he's still doing that.
A little bit of footwork, a little bit of tough love from one of the coaches, and the contributions he can make at shortstop can still make him very much worthwhile there.
Yeah. It's an overreaction by mine. He's been better in stretches. He hasn't hurt us, but it's like a snowball effect. The first one happens, the next one happens, and then the next one it's like Voit saved him, like you said. So
be boring. That was our old phrase, and he goes away from that, man.
Yeah.
He does the footwork you do when you're in Little League and your dad says stop doing that. That doesn't help you at all.
Yeah,
and they're right.
All right, my next award, or first award, is Windows and Walls Award.
Windows and Walls.
No. You're saying it wrong.
Windows and Walls.
No.
Windows and Walls, Windows and Walls.
To the window. To the wall.
Wow.
To the sweat drop down Chapman's chin. Chapman gets the Windows and Walls.
Wow. He impressed you.
I was giddy. I'm still
happy.
giddy. I don't care that the one shot was a nice shot off the wall. Who hit it? Arouse?
Arouse hit the blooper.
Peraza hit the bomb.
Guy.
And then Blooper poked a little slider, so he did give up a run. We said last episode he's probably going to give up a run in his first outing because he's just getting back into the hang of things. But, man, we also had a big debate at the beginning of the season with Chapman. Is it a cold weather thing or is it the start of the season thing? It might just be a cold weather thing where he doesn't have his velocity because he came out pumping 101, 100, and the slider looked nasty. He threw a pitch to Pilar, was it? 100 on the black?
Yeah, I think there was a 101 tonight, too.
And then there was a 101 on the black as well. I mean, the sweat was dripping off the chin. That last strike was hilarious because Yes Network zoomed in on the little ploop drip, and then he fired 101 to end the game. I'm excited to have him back. He lengthens the pen. We had a whole conversation on the live stream while we were watching the game about who the Yankees could possibly pick up. You know, what's their need, and we landed on just a lockdown reliever. Like, I don't think they need that. We can do this whole late thing later, but Chapman helps. Chapman 9th, moves Britton to the 8th. In the playoffs, you probably go Chad 6-7, Britton 8, Chapman 9, and that's your last 4 innings if you need 4 innings out of the pen. Now, you can mix and match with Avalon if you have 11. You know, you can do other things, but he just lengthens that so much. And you also have Otto, the 1-inning reliever,
to
play in
get
somewhere.
You out of an inning.
The one outing, the one guy. Like Chad for the 6th up until a righty, and then bring
if
in.
You've got like a platoon hitting righty at the plate. You could bring in Ottavino to try to get the last out of an inning.
Yeah.
No, it's it really is cool. And on the pregame shows, like we talk about it. This is dumb, but it makes it so much easier to like track the game. It's like, okay, well, let's try to get 6 out of tank.
Yeah.
And then, okay, 9th is Chappie. 8th is Britton. Who wants to fill it today? Chad? Otto? That trade deadline Dellin Betances we just talked about?
They're bringing Dellin and Relmine back.
If
they're not, but it would be hilarious. The Mets won't trade them, Dellin. And Higgy probably gets healthy.
The Romine one makes just no sense to me. They've always liked Higgy almost just as much as Romine. Like, the Dellin one, if the Mets ever came to their senses in their front office, which hasn't happened, and they'll sell the team soon. But, like, the Dellin one, man.
They're
That's
not.
Dreams
they're
are
not
made
that.
of.
Yeah. So that's my award. What's your next award?
The Beauty and the Beast Award.
Ooh.
One of your favorite
Yes.
kilos. You didn't love the new one, did you?
Never saw it.
Oh, it's good.
Is it?
It's all right. I mean, Emma Watson,
I like Emma Watson.
Josh Gad,
I like Josh Gad, too.
Lumiere.
Wait. Who's getting the Beauty and the Beast Award?
Beauty and the Beast.
Let me try and guess.
The
Do you want to talk about
Yes.
Paxton?
The August.
Do you want to
Put
talk
our
about...
service to the test. Tie this napkin round your neck, Sherry, and we will do the rest.
I don't know who you're giving this to.
Soup de jour, s'il vous
Oh, I hope
plaît.
you're not giving it to him because I have a good one for him.
I hope not, too.
Who are you giving this to?
I hope not, too. Did you write yours in there? Because I can spin this a couple ways. You want to write yours in there real quick?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the sheet. Are you writing?
Yes.
Okay. He's thinking about writing.
I wrote
I'm
it.
going to respect him. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Bones.
That's awesome. Who's your going to? Ford?
Tyler Wastrada.
Tyler Estrada.
Tyler Wastrada.
Wade Strada.
Wade Strada.
Say Wade Strada.
Beauty and the Beast.
That's so mean to Tyro, man.
Jim, you audibly reacted today.
That was not public. I just didn't
Nothing
expect.
about what Tyro does is pretty.
I didn't
He's
expect
got
the
a
hair to be
thick
looking. I
bottom
didn't
and a
expect.
smaller top.
I didn't expect the hair to be looking like.
How old Tyro? 25, 24?
That. No, 22, 23. He's young.
It's 24.
Okay. So we're all over it.
All over it. Danced all around that one.
24. Of course he has a late February birthday. Everyone in my life important has a late February birthday. You included.
Mid
Mid to late.
to late. When's his birthday?
February 22nd.
Nice.
Jess is the 24th. Anyways.
When's your birthday, BBD?
July 8th.
Okay. Well,
We just had it.
go change it.
Yeah. Just try your best to change it.
Tyler Wade, I'm looking at myself on the live YouTube right now. It's spooky. We're pretty boys. Callie, we've got the flow. The running is beautiful. The defensive plays are stunning. When he does connect with one, it's a sight to see. He tells the bench about it on his way. Jim, we saw Tyro today. He's balding, like big time.
Yeah, the hair surprised me.
Like thin, like, I don't know, like get one of those men's packages or something and like fight it a little bit or something.
If we went in front of Yankee Stadium
Okay.
and handed them a picture of you,
Yeah.
and then handed a picture of Tyro and Wade, and said, "Who does he look more
Who does
like?"
he look more like? I mean, it'd be 99-1 Tyro. Man, he's not the big time prospect. He's just come up, and every time he's in a position where you watch him, he does something good. He hits a home run today out of boredom. I forgot I saw these tweets coming around. He was the MVP of summer camp.
Yeah, he kept hitting home runs.
Very prestigious. First in Yankees history.
He was a Yankees top prospect.
Tyro?
Yeah, he was the 8th, 6th.
I mean, you would normally scoff at
You're
that.
saying that?
Yeah, I would poo-poo that.
I mean, yeah.
But you like those. You like those.
No, I mean, it's a guy. It's a guy.
I'm just saying you like those.
You have lost the right to play that card.
I
And
don't.
I think that's fair.
I'm not playing it for me. I'm playing it for you.
I'm just saying Tyler Wade, the guy was compared to Ben Zobrist, and he was supposed to be the utility knife of the team. The whole young Prince joke around Glaber being, the prize of all prospects. Tyro, when he comes
But you
up,
can't play that card because Tyler Wade was never a top prospect.
Yeah, he was. He was a top, 100 baseball prospect.
He looks like he's never been higher than 7th in the Yankees org, and Tyro was 8.
Tyler Wade. Yeah, I mean, Baseball Prospectus had him as, this is kind of hilarious, the number 101 prospect in baseball. But, I mean, he was talked about in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
You know, a lot. And he got a lot of love. Tyro, man, he just comes up and he does it. We've seen him now play third base, shortstop, second base, left field, and right field. Whenever he gets his opportunity, he hits. Whenever he's in the field, he fields what he needs to field. I mean, I think we're going to hear his name as we did in the live show the next couple weeks, and a lot of probably fake trade rumors. I'm in on Tyro. I don't know what the role is. I'm not saying the guy locks down, second base for the Yankees for a few years. That's tough. But every time he gets the opportunity, he does more and more to the point that you want to see more and more. I love him. He's a fun player. And with DJ out, I mean, him and Tyler are going to have a nice little 2-week battle or so.
I say you may see Tyro get a lot of reps this week so they can try and trade. So a little showcase rep so they can try and trade him if they're trying to trade for anyone.
Yeah. I think, it's funny. And Tyler, obviously love Tyler. He got robbed a few times this series, which is tough when you're playing sporadically too. But I'm watching those two play some infield this upcoming week will be fun.
Will be fun. I knew Tyro Estrada's name. That's why I don't know where I heard it from before he ever came up.
I think when he came up, we were both pretty taken away. The bullet thing, because he got shot.
I knew his name way before that.
Okay.
He was talked about in 2017.
Okay.
Like they can trade Mateo Estrada. Like that was like something they said in 2017.
Okay. I won't fight you on it.
The bullet thing was nuts.
Yeah. Guy got shot.
Probably a very scary time in his life.
For sure.
Imagine if it wasn't, and that's just a Tyro. Like, no.
Yeah.
Didn't feel it. Probably felt it. Probably got really scared.
Oh, yeah.
My last award is the Creep Award.
The Creep.
Yeah.
I won't guess because you revealed it to me, so I could go with my award.
I timed this up. I think I did it just by guessing and reading the lips.
Radiohead?
Yeah. But what the hell are the Yanks doing with Andujar?
Versatile.
He just kind of doesn't belong anywhere right now, man. He's not hitting because he needs everyday reps because he missed a full season of baseball. He's not going to get spots in the DH with Clint taking it up and Ford taking it up who are hitting. He can't play left field. He gets twisted around on the ball. Like, granted, he can come in on a ball fine.
Yeah.
He gets twisted up. That's not going to ever happen in a big game. If you're Andujar, you got to be looking around and be like, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah.
I don't belong anywhere on this roster, but I want to hit and I want to play. It might just be a wash for him, man. Like, I don't think he's got any trade value because he's at his lowest ever right now because he doesn't have a position and he's not hitting. So I don't think cash will move him, but it may be very similar to Clint last year where they're like, well, he's not part of the squad this year and he's not going to come up, and we also aren't going to trade him because his value is so low that anything that we would get back isn't worth it. And see you next year, Andujar. Let's get you some reps.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see his path at all.
There's not a big counter to that. I think the only thing I would say is his last swing before being sent down was a long fly ball in Philly that, again, he didn't catch. And if he did catch it a little better, he might not have even been sent down. His first swing today was almost a grand slam. It was out in 14 ballparks.
But even if he pops that, how's he get time?
I mean, time comes up, and whether it's via injuries or just lefty-righty stuff, like, time comes up. And he's definitely being hurt by some of the stuff this year. I mean, if there was minor league baseball, when Miggy was struggling, like, a player would never fully admit this, but when Miggy got sent down, Miggy got sent down. And normally he'd go to AAA, and we'd be like, oh, yeah, Miguel Andujar had a 3-double night.
The Yankees just optioned Ben Heller to the alternate site.
Ooh.
So who's coming up?
Clarkie? I joked about it during the game.
But why would you bring him up now?
Rays series. Starting to take things serious.
But it's Tanaka and Paxton. Or it's Tanaka and Cole.
Tanaka, Cole. Tanaka, Paxton, Cole.
No, Tanaka, Cole, Paxton.
Tanaka, Cole, Paxton.
Interesting.
Could be somebody else. Krisky show.
Abreu back up?
Yeah. Interested. I'm surprised it's not King. Because they just used his pitches. Like if you have King and Heller.
48.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Interesting. We'll see.
That is interesting.
Maybe David Hale didn't get claimed. But no, no.
They bring Hale right back up.
It's almost, it feels like it's Clark's season, you know?
Should be. But I wouldn't expect them to bring him up until he starts or pitches that day, which the Rays series kind of doesn't.
It's interesting. We don't know their full plan with them. We think it's as the starting pitcher, but maybe they have a plan for him to be a 2-3 inning guy. I don't know.
Did we miss anyone?
Let me see. Let me see here. Stats.
Ford was good. Talked about Judge at the top of the show. We talked about Glad. Well, I think we're good.
Voit didn't get a lot of love. He has 2 homers today, pretty casually.
He's good. Voit should be the starting first baseman no matter what.
Unless it's like a very tough righty matchup. If someone's got pretty significant splits.
He looks good on D, too.
He's looked very solid.
We need to clap for his defensive improvements thus far.
Yeah. No, he's slimmed down Voit defensively. The picks at first base.
Did Tyro get 1 ball at third?
I don't think so.
I don't think the ball found him once,
No.
which is funny.
Andujar's just ripping pissed. Are you kidding me?
I could have sat over there, had a perfect game at third.
It's funny.
That's wild. We also did not talk about Monty.
We skip over Garrett Cole so easily, which kind of sucks, but is awesome.
Monty has an outing cut short due to rain delay. He looked very crisp in the first 3 innings.
Yeah, he looks sharp.
Very crisp. I liked it.
He had his strikeout stuff, which was cool.
Yeah. And Avalon is like 7 scoreless outings out of 9. He's part of the bullpen.
It's very much part of
It's
the
like
team.
Chapman, Britton, Chad, Ottavino, Avalon. Those are the 5.
BBD, I know you've been hammering away at this on Twitter, but his stats everywhere besides the Mets have been really good throughout a long
one other bad year.
Throughout a long major league career. Well, we'll talk about it after, but I know the tweet you're looking for. You just got to phrase it a little differently.
Wow.
Jakey Butterknife Scott's.
Jake's helping you with the tweets.
I gotcha on that.
He's got you. That's all.
Anything else? Urshela, just Urshela's. Okay series. He hits a homer. Sure. Good defense. Kratz played a game. Nice.
Him and Chappie are great friends now.
Him and Chapman are very close. Always been.
Yeah.
Gardner got on base this series. That's something. 2 stolen bases.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Loaiza got a nice inning. A single inning.
I want them to start working Loaiza into a dominant reliever role.
Yeah.
When have they been using him? Like, I think they spread him out too much.
He was getting spread out too much.
And I'm all for keeping him, like, rested, so he can go into the playoffs. But if I'm the Yankees, I'm trying to groom him into big innings come September. And it feels like they're not on that path yet. He went 7 days without pitching. And before that, 6. And then 7 again. No, then 3. So, okay, the last 2 has been good. But, yeah, the last two games he's done 3 innings with 0 earned runs. So, yeah, I'd like for him to start being groomed to be a weapon. Avalon might go pumpkin mode.
Yeah.
Let's get Johnny.
I still think you keep him stretched for a little bit. I think.
I'm fine with like a goose in him, but I'm just saying, like, let's get him in there.
Make him regular.
Yeah.
I'm very much team make him regular. Don't have any weeks where he doesn't pitch. Just because you're living in fear of not having a long reliever that day.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all we got. Thank you guys very much for tuning in.
Fun series with Tampa coming up.
Hopefully we get some emotions and feelings.
I circled this one after the Tampa series. I think the Yankees are still undefeated at home, 10-0 as the home team. And yeah, man, I think they're gonna go big brother. Little brother talked a little bit and had some quirks, and they did some Tampa stuff and hurt half our team. I think Yankee big brother mode is gonna come out in a big way here.
Sounds fun to me.
Yeah.
Sounds fun to me. Thank you guys very much for tuning in and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. As always, go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.